So here we have the on-the-air test for the Albrecht AE6110. My friend Mark, G7N DJ, has gone for a drive down the road about 6.5 miles away, the wrong side of a hill, and that's what we call scratchy corner. So having tested the CRT1 yesterday, which we discovered was slightly better on transmit output, achieving full 4 watts. This Albrecht sample today we're only getting 3.5, 3.6 out of. Not that it makes much difference. Yes, that's loud and clear. Whereabouts are you?
Just on that left, just pulled up where the farm is, just before you hit the Wilford sign.
Oh right, we've done quite well then. So give me a call from Scratchy Corner.
That will do.
So things to point out is what we've gained on the Albrecht version of this is the S meter on receive, which is more or less calibrated. It's a bit on the lazy side and not adjustable. But on transmit, when we're going to transmit with this, you put the TX light on and it shows the bar graph, but that means absolutely nothing. If I turn the transmit power down to nothing, it'll still put up the full bar graph. So it's not a relative RF meter like we have had on a lot of sets. It's just no different from the TX light. And you'll see that when Mark talks to us, the green light will come on the left, and that's effectively a busy or in use light. There's provision for external loudspeaker, and as we were setting this up on the test equipment, we plugged the 3.5mm jack into the test equipment, and that's how we've been setting it up. But for this test, I'm just going to rely on the little speaker built in. I'll just turn the squelch down. Tango 21, ZX2, how do you copy?
Yeah, just lovely that is. Just gone over the railway crossing.
Roger, dodger.
That audio sound, mind you, you see I'm on my radio, that audio sounds lovely on that set.
Yeah, well, it sounded great on it yesterday, so yeah. I think there's quite a price difference between the Albrecht version of this and the CRT1. And I can't remember how much we paid for our team sample as well.
Okay, just coming up to Scotty Corner.
Yeah, Tango 21, receiving loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm just about I'm just going to indicate in and turn round. Actually, I love it, that set.
Good. And are you receiving with the same kind of strength as yesterday? I appreciate you're on a different set, but the 0.4 watt difference is probably not making anything whatsoever, is it?
No, actually, I can hear you better today than I did yesterday.
Yeah, well, that, of course, part of that is what else is on the channel and atmospherics and that. And it wasn't a nice day yesterday. It was throwing it down with rain. It was very windy. And today is a clear day. We're on February the 7th today, 2016.
Okay, right. Okay, what do you want to do? Drive back or what?
Yeah, you may as well. So you're now at, just for the viewers, Mark's at what we call Scratchy Corner, which is about 6.5 miles away. And we call it Scratchy Corner because not only is it the wrong side of a hill, but it really is low down and shielded by trees and buildings. So it's a really good test. So yes, we'll see where Mark is as he turns around and comes back towards us.
Okay, right, I'll just when I get there. Possibly Craig coming, so 6 minutes for you to get out there. Alright, turn around and on the way back.
Well, this is giving an S7 on this radio, which we know is a bit on the lazy side, so it's probably anybody else's S9.
Yeah, I'll say about S9 as well.
So although this is more sensitive on the test equipment, in field use we wouldn't normally notice any difference. So I think the difference between yesterday and today is simply the weather. just for the YouTube viewers, we're near Ancaster in Lincolnshire in the UK, in the middle of nowhere, half a mile from the nearest neighbour. I've sent Mark to a place called South Rawsby. There's a level crossing there, I say we call Scratchy Corner, and that's between where we are near Ancaster and Sleaford. So that's where he's going, and we'll just see where he is as he comes back. Tango 21 ZX2.
Yeah, ZX2, yes, mobile on the way back. Just going past the rabbit warren where the hole in the ground fills up with water. You know it's been raining.
And when I went past there the other day, there was only a trickle of water in there.
No, it's about 10 foot deep now. Mind you've had plenty of rain.
Yes, and we see all this flooding on our television screens of places like Yorkshire and Lancashire, and yet there's a river running through the property here, and we're on sand, it just disappears straight away. So we're very, very lucky.
Yes, we've had a lot of rain, and you can always tell when we've had a lot of rain that the river at York ETH certainly fills up. Well, that's quite good. I'm coming up to the other railway crossing. The red lights have appeared because when I pulled out a Scratchy Corner, the queuing for the train, so obviously coming back towards this way. So I stop. I better not drive through the crossing. That won't be very good. There's plenty of videos on YouTube where people have done that, so I better stop.
I was going to say, I don't want to see that kind of YouTube video. I'd rather have the radio demonstration and you in one piece, thank you very much. This does perform better than yesterday's, but I'm going to put that down totally to the weather, because as I said, this is slightly less on transmit, but a little tiny bit better on receive. I seem to recall there's about a £20 price difference between the Albrecht version and the CRT version. I seem to recall the CRT can be had for about £37 and the Albrecht's about 58, and you've got to decide whether the S meter and the TX and RX lights are worth the extra £20.
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? To me, yes. I mean, we know it doesn't really do a lot, but it actually tells you something that the radio is doing something. I mean, the old dinky sets anyway, you can actually put them anywhere you want, but I mean, Albrecht have always been dearer than everybody else, like President sets as well are always dearer than everybody else. But yes, I think I prefer to pay a bit extra money.
And I fully agree with you, and I remember reviewing the Midland 76900 base station, and the question was that worth £367 when the York 861 was something like £69? Was the posh case worth £300? And the answer was yes.
Yes, because it is not the York mobile set, it is a Midland base station, but it is inherently different, and you pay for the difference on the set, so yes, you pay it. And there's a view around, and they're still going, like the Yorks. So yeah, fine.
Yeah, now how about it? Whereabouts are you now, Mark?
Right, okay, I've just come out of Wilsford, so going up the hill and accelerating, so not too far away from the quarry, I presume.
Yes, well, it's showing S9 now on this display, so that's in reality probably about +10. And I'll see when you actually come into the strawberry patch, as we used to call it, didn't we? That put a smile on my face. As you come past the quarry and down towards Ancaster and subsequently to us.
Yes, okay, right, yes, so just coming past the quarry. Be interesting if we can get hold of a service manual for those sets. I'm sure there's one available somewhere.
Probably more likely out of Albrecht than anybody else. It'll be interesting to subsequently do a little test again on the team one of these tiny sets, and we'll just see how that performs. So then we've done the three we've got. I'm not convinced we've got the Anytone as well, but I say I've misplaced that one.
They are that small, aren't they? They're easy. I mean, the boxes mind you as well.
Funnily enough, I've got a low TX40 at my side, and I'm going to get it out and compare it right now while we're talking.
I think you've also got a couple of boxes as well for those as well. Yeah, big set. Anyway, I'm at the crossroads.
I've now got the low TX40 in the background, but I don't think people see much of it because the box is so huge and this radio is so tiny and the camcorder's zoomed in on the radio. But there you go. I heard your mobile phone coming over something or other. Have you left it in this room?
No, I just took it with me and put it on the seat in the car just in case. Something went wrong or something, at least I could phone you up. Hey, not too far away, just past the filling station, gonna turn right.
That's interesting because you're now 3/4 of a mile away and it's still not plus 30.
Okay, well I'm just about to turn right into the lane. And there we go, I'm at the top of the lane.
Okay, so it's 0.6 of a mile you hit the plus 30, so just over half a mile away.
Okay, well that's fair enough, that answers that one. Okay, then pull out in front of me, thank you. Right, okay, so yeah, back at QT8 then, so I'll say the next two mobile clear.
Okay, thank you for that test. Just before we leave the Albrecht AE6110, I'll put it into scan. Certainly dissipating some heat after that little chat. As I've said before, we're 35 miles from the nearest city. Just pop the squelch up a fraction. And again. And that concludes the Albrecht AE6110 on the air test.